checked my microphone first. That was not smart. That's alright. Every time you fix one thing, another thing breaks. Drink. Okay. Every day I start my stream. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're ready to go. And then I notice that my glasses are dirty. Maybe it's because I'm staring at the screen, like a blank sheet of paper. Hey, your glasses are dirty. You should deal with that. But here we are. Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is the live stream day. It's viewer suggestion day, which is great. I have a pretty big list today. I asked people to vote on what their favorite suggestion was, and we do have one that won. So we're going to be drawing that first after I draw the rugby, and then we'll roll the dice and we'll start drawing people's suggestions. So if you have a suggestion that has not been added, feel free to add it to the chat, and we will add it to the list. But other than that, we're going to jump right into it. We got a new microphone. We got a new, well, it's an old microphone, but it's a different microphone. So let me know how the audio is while we're streaming, as well as the music. It might be a little quiet, but we'll see how it goes. We're listening to more music by Will Savino, of whom I'm a big fan. Go check him out on oops. Roll D20? Roll 20? Roll D20, I think. Music D20. There we go. There's a link down below for his Patreon if you want to check that out. Too many buttons. Let's get started. Let's get some rugbies drawn today. As always, there's a link in the Discord if you'd like to join me. You're very welcome to. Seems like Discord is not promoting that this is actually a happening. So we'll see if that changes here soon. But I think I'm on the YouTubes. Asher Brown, sounds good. Music could be ever so quieter on mine, but not bad. Okay. Alright. It's at 1% volume. I don't know how to make music media player not so loud. Maybe I'm just too quiet. I'm not sure. Let's draw a rugby. Let's get a rugby going. I feel like we haven't drawn anything soon enough. How are you today, Asher Brown? I hope you are well. Ooh, we got a blue. We got a blue rugby today. That's interesting. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if I need to do a how to draw rugby video, considering people watch me draw rugby every day. Would that be helpful? Do people want that? Maybe that. I'll post up a link later about if I did a tutorial video, if people would like to see coloring or a rugby first. So I know everyone's just gonna say both. It's like, well, that's fine, but which should take priority? It is almost Halloween. I'm excited. Ooh, I should send out the Halloween. I have Halloween stickers. I don't know if they went out last year on time, so this year I'll send them out. That'll be exciting. Patreons get stickers. I'm excited. We're going to do a very short rugby today. How to draw rugby plus how to play rugby. Make him a 20 level rugby in detail. What level it would be? That could be fun. Imagine kind of do hello. Welcome in. Perfectly average gamer. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are doing the viewer suggestion today. If you have a suggestion for a D&D character you'd like to see drawn, let me know and I will add it to the list. Otherwise, I hope everybody's day is going well. If people would like to draw with me today, there is a link in the Discord. Otherwise, we're just going to be drawing some rugbies and some fun stuff. Somebody used one of those AIs to ask them to draw a Rookzer0 rugby, and it was funny. It was nothing but silhouettes of giant ears on weird rat creatures. I think it even had the claw thing that I draw all the time, so that was pretty good. But I thought that was really funny. Apparently rugby ears are my signature move now. Who knew? Bionic, hello. Welcome in. Oh, welcome in, everybody. Once again, we did get new audio equipment set up, so if the sound is weird today, let me know, and we'll see how it goes. If I need to start getting like really close to the mic, we'll deal with that. Oh, oops, I kicked the tuna fish bucket. No, skip cat's gonna be over. Yep. Hello. That was fast. Yeah, it was very quick. Alright. We'll start the day off with some tuna fish for the skip cat. Here you go. Yeah. You gotta get up. I'm not giving you tuna fish in bed. Perfectly educated. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, except my stream just took poop. The bitrate is crashing. That's not good. I'm doing well. Did some exercises yesterday. Like, I'm getting back into my actual exercising, which is awesome. Probably play some Final Fantasy this week, which I'm excited about. Kind of took last week off, played some other games with some people. Rugby is a little poof. Rugby likes to put feathers in his hair because, I don't know, it's funny. I think it's funny. Megumi, hello, welcome in. Welcome to the chat. All right, so we have a pretty big list today, so I should probably start drawing. I think this is a good rugby. I think we did a good job. I asked people in the YouTube community chat, which is where we usually ask for all of the suggestions. How to draw a rugby could be a funny recurring skit. How to draw undead rugbies. How to draw Warforged rugbies. That could be interesting, yeah. How to draw rugby as said things. That could be a cool community post thing. I like that. But I asked people on the community post. Oh, yawning. That's not good. Blah, 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 blah. That's not legible. Audible. And the magically sentient plasmoid ooze, mercy monk, trickery cleric. is the one that people voted for. I think I drew that last week, but there's nothing that says you can't suggest the same thing every week. So that's the one that won. So I'm going to draw that. It has a symbol of their god mask. So we're drawing a masked plasmoid, which sounds awesome. Yeah, you drew this out. That looks a female bugbear. Like a normal bugbear. Bugbears, I don't know if they look that different. If you'd like me to add a female bugbear to the list, I can. If you have class in mind, that would probably be better. But I can add both of those. But it is, once again, it is on the list and people picked it. So I think we're going to draw it again. So we'll draw a masked ooze. Masked ooze cleric. And then we'll get into the other ones. So here we go. Should I keep drawing in blue today? That could be interesting. I feel like maybe I shouldn't do that, but we're going to go with whatever. Plasmoids are fun. I tend to give plasmoids like skulls because otherwise I don't think they'd have faces. But I do like the idea of a masked. I think it's a theater mask too, so let's see how that do. You can't have more tuna fish. No. Selfish cat. I just want all the tuna. Dr. Random, hello, people fan, and definitely not mimics. Hope all day is going well. It is so far. Do theater masks have noses? I assume they don't. I think it's just the face, right? It's like split down the middle. You think I would know better, one, because I love masks, and two, because I have a black and white mask. One of these days I'll wear it on stream. Not today! I don't think they do have noses. Okay. Look really weirdly textured. It's made out of stone or something. Anybody have any fun adventures over the weekend? Cool D&D stories they'd like to share? Any character ideas? Got to play my Paladin for the first time, Pathfinder 2 champion. And he basically just got knocked out instantly as the fight started, and then I spent the rest of the time on the floor. Which is funny. So I'm still excited to play him for the first time. We'll see how it goes. Everyone is a mimic. I mean, if everyone's a mimic, then nobody's a mimic. It's all the same. How's the music sound? Doing alright? It might be a little quiet, but... don't seem to have anybody with us in our chat today, so that might be a good thing for the music. We'll find out. I'm not sure. Is that a mimic GIF, Hashy Brown? Is that what you're posting? Music is good. Okay. Does Thry Green have a dash between? I think so. Yeah. Thry/Green. But spelling is not my. That's pretty good, Hashy Brown. Spelling's not my forte. I think it is Thry Green. That seems right in my head. Clerics, so they might have some armor on. Then again, if they're an ooze, maybe they don't have armor at all. Maybe they just hold their stuff in their body. Give them bonuses. Grab a shield, stick it in your guts. It's like, this counts. This is armor now. Should we still put a skull in here? Just like hide a skull in the goo. If you haven't seen my Ooze video, I highly suggest checking it out. I made another one about slimes as monsters, not as a playable race. I like that one too. That's pretty recent, maybe like last month, I think. I'm working on a new video right now, but it's slow. Pack tactics beat me to it. I should have tried to get it out last week, and then pack tactics released theirs. It's like, dang. I forgot to suggest one, so I'll throw out an Echo Orc Echo Knight. Call it a day. It's pretty good. You got it. In fantasy, there's no generic boundaries. Oh, genetic boundaries. Gotcha. My D&D party is all dead and traveling through the underworld in Limbo. On Friday, they're going to be meeting a faded archfey at his circus. Nice. That sounds fun. Sounds really cool. You can homebrew anything. I don't think. Personally, thought the plasmoids had their armor slightly inside their bodies just to hold it in place. Yeah, I really like the idea that the slime is kind of not very easy to destroy, so it's like them getting hit by something, I don't think they really care. Just need something to keep you from getting chopped in half, you know? Just put bones, little floaty bits of bones. Maybe a pauldron. We could do a pauldron. That could be interesting. guess you can be able to see through it, wouldn't you? That's the weird part about drawing oozes, is that like they're pseudo-transparent, translucent, I guess. Hard to draw, but that's okay. You know, that's the challenge of it. That is the challenge of it. I don't know if people can even tell what I'm drawing. I hope so. I hope it makes sense. Is the consistency of a plasmoid like Oobleck? It might be. Like, there's a couple different. Because like I think the Ooblecks were designed after that concept. You know, just like super fluids that kind of do whatever the hell they want. I always imagine the Ooblecks as more like venom, just kind of goopy sludge that goes everywhere and can find shape. The longer you spend in the underworld, the more you forget. So it's a huge gamble. Oh, interesting. I like that. It's kind of a weird concept, though. Going to the afterlife makes you forget about being alive. What's the point? What's the point? You will be punished for things you cannot remember. Maybe it just becomes less relevant. I can see that making sense over like hundreds of years, you know? Spending a lifetime in the underworld causes you to forget most things. I feel like collarbones are the thing that Oozes would be most jealous of. I think Oozes would try to get collarbones. If only for the sheer benefit of the shoulder blade. Gotta get that hardpoint hinge. Gotta scrub those memories for the refurbished product. I guess so, yeah. Gotta make space for future adventures. That's true too. You know, I didn't think about that. So maybe if you're getting reincarnated, then past life memories are just getting rushed out of the underworld too fast. It's a cool idea. I like that. What's your favorite joke character build you've ever made or seen? I made a Kobold Cavalier once. That was pretty funny. He rode around on a badger, which was great. Which in itself wasn't a joke character. The idea was that he was trying to cure a curse. He was trying to cure a curse this whole time. And when he finally figured out how to repair the curse, it turned out that he wasn't the cursed one. The implication was that he was cursed and trying to become a prince. But it turned out it was his badger. His badger was the prince. And so he was trying to uncurse his princely badger mount. And it threw the whole party through a loop, and it was funny. And when he succeeded, the prince said, "Thank you, you can have whatever you want," and he asked for a pig, and then he rode the pig out of the court, and that was the end of that character. It was great. I love it. The Noble Kobold Knight. Sorry, it's not really a joke character, but it was fun. It was funny, and it was just a little throwaway character I did for one campaign. I really liked him. What are the most used characters in D&D games? Human fighters, tiefling rogues, something like that. That would be my guess. You need to make that an NPC. Yeah, oh yeah, no, he's great. The coat hanger could be a plasma shoulder. Yeah, just like full of garbage. That sounds like fun too. I think part of the problem with this wasn't my character, but this was a great character. What I was gonna say is, I think a lot of joke characters feel a little trolly, and so you really have to have a game that's excited for that kind of stuff. One of my friends wanted to play a horse, and as the DM, I was like, "Yeah, that seems fine." He's like, "I want to be a horse ranger, and I want my not mount, but I want my pet because it's Pathfinder." So rangers get a pet. He wanted his pet to be a really dumb human, and I was like, "Yep, I'm on board with this." And it was really fun. It was really fun. He basically would tell the human what he wanted to do. He'd like, "Go inside and buy this thing for me," and then he would have to roll animal handling to have me roleplay the human trying to do this thing. But he was real dumb. He had like an IQ. Or an IQ. He had an IQ of 3. He had an int of 3. So he was just like barely able to talk and like, okay. It was really fun. It was really, really fun. But when the party met up, I had one person just walk away from the table. They were like, "Yeah, I'm not playing this." And I was like, "That's fair. That's fair, but we're gonna go because this is funny." So that was a really good one. That friend likes to play all kinds of kind of joke trolly characters. And a lot of them are really, really fun. I like carving a wooden skeleton. That could be good too. I think it would be cool if the plasmid had used random objects to have body structure. Yeah, that's how I like to roll it too. I like the idea that, you know, they eat something and the bones remain behind. It's like, well, why not? Why not just use those bones? Build yourself a body. So I tend to, that's kind of my go-to when I draw oozes. Because otherwise oozes would just all look like this, right? Like, if they're not trying to look human, then yeah, they'd just be goo. Which is fine. If you want to play your character like that, that would be amazing. I'd be totally fine with letting someone play like an actual gelatinous cube and just like have the int to understand what's going on around them. But just be a cube. I would love that. I would love to run that game. But otherwise, yeah, I think like wearing armor makes a lot of sense because it gives you shape. Just an ooze and a plate mail would be really fun. Part of that would be like using your constitution score to stay that shape. It's also something I like with like fast healing. I think isn't used enough anymore because it is complicated. Like I get it, regeneration is kind of really powerful, but like you slap an ooze enough and yeah, you break it apart. There's nothing that says it wouldn't just slowly come back together over time or become smaller oozes, right? Like with the ochre jellies. I think that would be an interesting mechanic to have for a character. It's like, well, we all got kidnapped. Except the ooze. The ooze is he's in bits right now. He'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Just give him a minute to pull himself back together, and we'll get back into this. Give him some bones here. Good suggestion today, everybody. Glad people picked this. It's kind of fun. It's fun to draw oozes. It's hard, but it's fun. Corvus, hello, welcome in. Team had to rule his hat is a light armor, I think. My friend is playing a plasmoid said that in ooze form, constantly, and just became a shape of whatever he wanted goes to cast the spell. Shape of whatever he goes to cast the spell. Interesting. But I love bugbears. That's fine. Bugbears are great. I'm obsessed with creating a group of bugbears. I don't know if they're currently used. Yeah. Oh, yeah. People love bugbears. Bionic stated that. Shape of a wand. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Shaping into a wand to cast the spell. Yeah, I can see like a mimetic ooze just changing shapes to things like I'm a wizard, I'm a barbarian, but like all of the spells are just the pseudopod. Fireball. Just, what the hell? Just trying to become an adventurer. But yeah, no, bugbears are actually pretty popular. They're not the most. I think I had a list one time of like the most played characters. I do think human fighters were up there. I play human fighters all the time. I love them. They're super basic though. But a lot of people love bugbears. Yeah, I think my art is up there. I don't think anymore. I think there's been enough bugbear love that there's quite a bit of bugbear art out there now. But for a while, there was not a lot of bugbear stuff. Critical Role will do that to you, though. Critical Role also made Minotaurs cool again, which is great. Jay, no complaint. Means people see my art, and that makes me happy. Ooh, this is a bad hand. Nothing good about that hand that happened. We're gonna go with that. Okay, I think that's a pretty good plasmoid. I'm happy with that. It's got the mask. Ooh, we need to shade the mask a little better. There we go. It's got the skull in there. Maybe some more bubbles. Oh, gassy. Bloop, 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 bloop. Gross. For those of you who are Patreon members, I put up a post about asking what people would like to see for like a Patreon stream. I don't know if anybody has responded to it yet. I'll have to double check. But feel free to check that out. This should just be an open poll for all Patreon members. Go ahead and give that a fill out, and then yeah, we'll probably do that next week sometime, I think, or maybe the week after. How are bugbears often roleplayed? Kind of hit and miss, really. I don't think there's a specific way of playing a bugbear. The book says that they're kind of like lazy and laid back, like they try to convince other people to do their jobs for them. That's why they make good like goblin taskmasters, because they'll find hordes of goblins and just make them do all the work. But they're very stealthy and big, and so I think a lot of people lean into that, of them being like really quiet and just kind of subtly in the background, but then very ferocious when they actually start fighting. We gotta go, but have a great stream for us today. No problem, thanks for hanging out. DP Beyond had a chart back in 2017, and yeah, human fighters were the most common. Okay, that's probably what I saw. I do love me a human fighter. They're so versatile. It's the best part. But there we go. Okay, there's the plasmoid. Thank you for that suggestion. Let's go move on to the next guy here. Boop, boop, boop. And the way we're going to do this is I'm just going to roll a d20. I'm going to draw whichever one pops up. An amethyst dragonborn that is a muscular barbarian cleric, worshipping himself as a demigod. Aztec style armor. Kind of like the Zandalari trolls from WoW. Alright. Undashta. I don't know what Undashta is. what that's supposed to be. Maybe we won't draw the helmet, but this is what we can do. Amethyst Dragonborn. Or the amethyst, the jewel ones. I'm doing well, Corvus. How are you doing? Hot bang. Plasmoid barbarians and monks are popular because their ability to squeeze through small spaces. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. I don't have my players do a lot of squeezing. Like, generally, I guess that's not necessarily true. I have a lot of people play large characters. And so, but it's just kind of like, it's just a noted thing. It's like, okay, well, so you're large, so you can't, this hallway is going to be tight. Like, you're going to move at half speed. And they're like, okay. Not sure why there are so many tendrils, but I like it. Do you think you can pluck the stones off of these dragons? Or are they, like, magnetically linked? That might be a macabre thing to ask. Do those come off? Does your hair come off? It's like, oh, I mean, yeah. But not in a pleasant way.
It's like the weird question, like, can you use a water shape on a water genasi? The answer is no. Obviously.
I would allow it, but, like, I don't think the effect would be the same, right? We've talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
It'd be like casting a gust of wind spell at somebody. It's like, it's gonna mess up your hair and, like, fluster you, but it doesn't actually do anything.
Water genasi still have, like, flesh and blood bodies.
Or
so, like,
can I use manipulate flame to put out an Ifrit's hair? It's like, yes, and then it just lights back up.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. Stop it. Stop.
One of those strict candles.
Yeah, exactly. I once saw a parasite taking control of a bugbear. How this would change in combat. How this would change in combat. I mean, we're talking like a symbiote parasite thing? Because I don't think that has any relation to bugbears. I think that would depend on the parasite, right? Whatever it's doing to control the thing, you would then start doing that. You have good AC, good abilities to attack, since not needing weapons at all. Yeah, I think a lot of people like the monks. For a long time, people just shit all over monks. They did not like monks, but it's like monks are just basically good to go out the gate, and they're not item dependent for a long time. And so they feel very powerful early on, but then all of a sudden when the party starts gearing up, they feel very underwhelming. And so really what you have to do is you have to find ways to gear up your monks, and that makes them interesting again. Keeps up with the party. So they start really, 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 really strong. That's the thing that people think are like, oh yeah, they're OP. It's like, yeah, they're OP, but like only until like level 3 or 4 when people start getting gear. Yeah, when a team gives everyone a magic item, should you worry or be happy? As a player, I would assume you should be happy, but I also like to, in my mind, like giving magical items to the party means that things are about to ramp up, you know? Like, here's a free level. Suckers. Because, yeah, item scaling is important.
And then they realize that, so they reject all your gifts, and so you'll have to keep everything a low level.
That has happened. That has happened to me.
Like, no.
Kevin the Necromancer loves looking at things I give him because I think they're interesting and just being like, useless, and getting rid of it. It's like, but that was...
I made that just for you.
Yeah, I designed that for your character. Not interesting. It's like, well, shit. Now I gotta figure something else out.
Just reminds me of, like, Bo, where, like, she didn't have hardly any magic items throughout the entire campaign. Then she finally gets, like, a crown and, like, a staff. That's the only magic items she had, basically.
Yeah, monks just don't need a lot of stuff. Like,
yeah. Because, like, their fists eventually become magical.
Yep. Your character levels up and kind of keeps up with +1 weapons. But that's kind of what I'm getting at with item scaling is I think a lot of people over give items, which is fine. I love high fantasy games when that's your intent. But like there's a pacing which you can look at online depending on what you're wanting to do for how much AC people should have and when people should get magical items. With Pathfinder in 3.5 it's a lot easier because there's like essentially every 2 levels you should be upgrading a magical item or getting a magical item, and you just have like your whole body is slots. So like a helmet, a necklace, a chest piece, hands, rings, like so you have lots of ways to augment and make the characters more powerful. But in D&D they truncated all of it. So now like what's the highest? It's +3 the highest level item you can get. +3 and then enhancements on top of it, I think. So that, once again, instead of being every 2 levels, it's now every 5 levels. By level 5, everyone should have a set of magical gear. Because that's like the cap for it, right? So +1 is a third of the way through the game, or a quarter of the way through the game. And yeah, you only get 3 slots, so the items are just generally more powerful. But if you start giving away, tons of items to people at level 1, all of a sudden it's a huge boon. So monks feel very powerful if they have anything like that because they're already getting those advancements. But if the party has 2 magical items, now the monk is 2 levels behind, and that sucks. It doesn't feel good, I guess, is what I should say. It doesn't feel fair. What was this supposed to be?
A barbarian?
Is it I think you're right.
No. Barbarian cleric
I think it was a barbarian
that worships himself. I believe.
Nope, I think you're right. I think you are right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a handprint on his chest. I guess I'm just doing busts today, apparently.
The gym dragons are very interesting.
Yeah, the gym dragons are interesting. They're like crystalline, but also noodly, which is weird.
It's like their crystal takes almost like a gel form.
Yeah, that's a cool way to describe it.
It's kind of like how real life opal is. Opal is fairly soft compared to other gems and almost gel.
Yeah, it kind of takes weird shapes, doesn't it? I always think of opal as being very soft, like you don't see it cut into facets. You see it always in
Yeah.
round stones or
Yeah. Barrels, I believe.
barrels or teardrops. Yeah.
Also, like the lore that the gem dragons have, that they came before the chromatic and metallics.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were created before, or created by like the OG dragon god before it was killed and split in two.
Was it split into two, into Tiamat and Bahamut? Is that how that worked?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think all the gem dragons have like psychic powers, right? Which makes me instantly hate them. But
Some, like, most of it's just like telekinesis or telepathy and stuff like that. Nothing.
which, to be fair, like
mind-boggling.
I always thought dragons kind of had that to begin with. But maybe it's just
Yeah,
like
it should.
there's a. Cause I love dragons are just OP, right? Like in every aspect, dragons are just like, what if the best? What if everything you try to do as a character is just trying to make you a dragon? Specifically with like True Sight, I think is amazing. Blind Sense, like Perfect Smell, stuff like that. Just like permanent magic vision. I think all of those are great, and I like the dragons have them. And so with telepathy, I think something I always try to do is like, if something like a dragon was trying to talk to you, it would just be booming and overwhelming, and like you're not sure if it's in your head or everywhere, but like I like that thought.
I remember only one of them actually had like a psychic breath.
Yeah, there is a what is it, a void? Is the void dragon the one that's psychic?
I don't know, but out of the gem dragon, there's one that has like a psychic breath, and it's the emerald dragon.
Emerald dragon.
Also, one of them has like a dehydrating breath,
Yeah.
which translates in 5th edition. I think it was the same in 3.5 as like necrotic, where it's just sucking all the moisture out of your body.
Desiccation breath.
Yeah.
You find a whole bunch of jerky. Awesome. Wait a
That
minute.
is people. Yeah, what does the emerald amethyst add?
Find 45 pounds of jerky and a set of plate mail. I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna put it in my bag. It's like, all right.
So, amethyst dragons can create a shining bead of gravitational force in its mouth and then fire it in a 90-foot cone.
Okay, so they are just gravity dragons. I guess that makes sense why
Yeah.
they have glowy rocky bits, right?
And so, their breath is 14 d8s of force damage.
14 d8 of force. Nice.
Well, this is the ancient amethyst
Yeah.
dragon. So, skilled up, of course.
Oh, he's supposed to have Aztec clothes. Whoops. Prefer upgrading magic items. The +1s become +2s. I like upgrading magic items too. I think that's more fun than having to find new items. It's definitely a different playstyle though, right? Like you kind of have to determine whether you want to do that or not. Especially like that was one thing we figured out. I was playing a Pathfinder game for like 2 years or so, and every time I tried to give my players something new and unique, they're like, "Yeah, I like my old thing better." And it's just like, it's going to make a lot more sense if I start giving you materials and gold, and then you can either ask me to build you something or just upgrade something. So unless it's something that I really, really want you to have, I'm just going to start doing that. And that worked out pretty well. I like that. I like that kind of letting people do whatever they want with it. Oh, that's why the internet not happy. Not happy right now. What's going on?
angry.
I'm gonna give my Zandalari shoulder pad.
Xandar.
Yeah, I like the Zandalari. I love trolls. I think trolls are great. So when they added another troll race, I was pretty happy.
All trolls. Or trolls with proper posture, at least.
Yeah, trolls with proper posture. I think I only have one though, and I might have two. I think I might have made two of them. They did not become my main player characters.
I had a troll once. I think they were a hunter.
That's a good one. They got that berserk, super good. Passive regeneration, also super good.
Start with a raptor pet.
Raptors are awesome. Yep. I see no downside.
So if you ever need like lots of amethysts or crystals in general, find a gem dragon and just harvest from their region.
Just harvest from their region.
Yeah.
Can I have your butt diamonds, please?
Because they cause like amethyst crystals and geodes just to form along muddy shores and lakes.
Oh, they just cause them to... Okay, I thought you were trying to make me like, harvest the poop.
No. So like all the gem dragons just like cause crystal growth in their region that they live in.
Yeah, every time you say region, I just think you're trying to like censor yourself. You know,
no
their region. You just gotta harvest it from their wink wink region. The dragon.
If I was meaning that, I would say nether regions.
The nether regions. The nether regions of the dragons, where all the crystals form.
Yep.
Please make something with a bugbear. Yeah. No, I will. Victor, I'm gonna put bugbear on your list. Did you have a class that you liked, or that you wanted me to add to it?
So, who says they make them grow, as opposed to not wanting to admit they picked up gem dragon poop?
Right? I mean, like, that's what I'm thinking. It's just like, oh yeah, no. Just like the black dragons make poison everything and bones appear. It's weird. It's like, are you sure they're not just, peeing in the water, killing people?
I mean, probably.
Probably, right? Two things can be true. How do dragons affect their environments? Just by living.
In and the water.
Bears have it figured out. They don't poo where they eat. Dragons don't care.
So do raccoons, apparently.
Raccoons don't care, or they poo where they eat?
No, they have a designated area that they'll go to and defecate.
I found dog poo in my yard, and I was like, what? How does a dog get in here? And then I'm pretty sure it was that possum. It's like, stupid possum.
Glorious possum.
Glorious possum shitting in my yard.
So majestic.
Every time I catch it outside, it just like looks at me like, ah! I'm like, just get out of here. Isn't this the second Aztec character recently? Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's a pretty common. I've done
Aesthetic.
2 or 3 commissions, yeah, with Aztec armor or clothing.
It's a pretty
It's good.
cool standard one.
Yeah. I think a lot of the lizard folk in D&D have been traditionally drawn that way. And so I've done a few Aztec-inspired lizard folks.
Yeah. And those people probably were heavily influenced by the Lizard Men and Warhammer Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, okay. More Warhammer lore.
Was Warhammer brought up earlier?
No, I just I didn't know that existed. So
Oh.
I have more information in my brain now. Burning, would you like me to move? I assume that's you.
I mean, there's some warm up doodles anyway, so you're fine.
When I see the red ink, I know it's burning.
Oh, we'll see how much I can get done with this cat. Last few days she has been very attention seeking.
I think that's probably good. It's not a bad dragon boy. I think it checks the boxes. Big and beefy, barbarian boy. Has dragon. Has dragon is the dragon. And it did not watch Drawfee. Rob my brain.
Or do you need to watch more drop?
Yeah, I don't think that's my problem. Alright, we're gonna call it there. That's good. You drawing the same thing?
I was doing little Aztec dude.
That reminds me, I need to finish watching that Aztec anime. I'll start about a year or two ago.
Aztec anime. No idea what that would be.
Yeah, it's called Onyx Equinox.
That sounds familiar.
I say anime, it's like Western animation,
Gotcha.
but it was funded by Crunchyroll.
Is that the one where the gods decide to not destroy the world?
Maybe? I only ever saw the first episode.
Alright, rolling again. Human sorcerer that has a glowing ring that they can't seem to get rid of.
What should I roll?
Roll a d20 and then re-roll 20s and 19s.
Okay. Ten.
A charming female satyr who loves to hoard little weird trinkets and decorates her horns with jewelries. In the Theros setting. Trinket hoarding satyr. That's not a bad one.
Ah.
Satyrs for everyone.
What was I doing?
Human sorcerer?
Oh,
Get rid of the
Human
ring?
sorcerer.
Yeah.
Took me a moment. Wait, what was Rita?
Forest rings. Never know how to draw sorcerer. Anybody can be a sorcerer.
Mm-hmm. Even the poor barbarian.
I don't need a god for my divine powers, just adherence to my oath. That's for the blasphemy. It's pretty good. Keep bumping my head into the microphone, sorry. I'll figure it out someday. My party has a chance at a legendary item, but they need to A, cheat, B, super lucky, or probably kill themselves by trading away too many memory tokens. Just fading away. Interesting. Oh, because they're in the underworld. Having them trade stuff for things. I like accidentally giving people legendary items. I think that's always funny. I like talking to a trader that maybe doesn't realize its implications or it's broken. And they just kind of have to figure that shit out. I think legendary items are also really fun to upgrade too. At least they did that in campaign 1 or season 1. Critical Role. But I think it's really smart. I think it's smart to do have items that kind of scale with the game and the characters.
Yeah, definitely. Because you get attached to your legendary items.
Especially if they do something inherently cool for your class, like grant you abilities or something. Like a lot of times, especially with my friends, is like we usually have items or something that kind of make the kit, make the class work a little different, and that's what makes it unique. One of my things when I was making my dragoon was I had all these spells that let me do my jump, and then Lars put it into basically had a pair of boots that did it, and then give between a spear, and like it was this fumbling about of me being like, do I want to hold the spear so I can do the jump, or do I just need to cast the spells, or do I wear the boots? Which one do I attune to? And I think we eventually just mulched them into one item. Like, it's just like I'm gonna destroy everything I have and have one thing that does it, and that's what we're gonna do. It worked out. But like, yeah, like there's some things that's just like I can never get rid of this. This item is my character now. You know?
Yeah.
The character would fundamentally change.
I think, yeah, items that do stuff are just inherently more interesting than just stats.
Stat bonuses, yeah. You won't know they're leggy, but an amulet that makes you immune to necrotic damage they want badly. Maybe. I mean, it seems like an amulet that prevents necrotic damage in the underworld would be quite useful. But would somebody sell that? Maybe if they're already immune to necrotic damage, I guess. So I bought this new kind of beef jerky. This is kind of weird. I don't know where it's coming from, but I just want to talk about it. And it was supposed to be like all natural beef jerky. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's different. It's different than what I normally buy. I normally buy the generic crap because I haven't been able to make my own jerky on it. But I was sitting there and I was eating it, and I was looking at the bag, and it's like refrigerate or eat within 3 days, and I'm like, this has been on my desk for like 2 months. That's not good. I don't know. I don't know if I need to worry about that or not.
Or is it after opening?
After opening, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I opened it and I just slowly picked at it for a long time.
Oh.
Do people leave their jerky in the fridge? Is that a thing that I never did?
I've never done because it seems redundant.
Yeah. Then again, like, usually jerky doesn't last that long, but it has more recently.
Yeah, I don't refrigerate my jerky.
Yeah, I've never known of anyone refrigerating jerky.
Okay, as long as it's not just me. I say that, but like, I mean, if the instructions say so, it's probably important.
Is it though?
It might be just for that jerky,
Yeah.
and it might be. It might be like an FDA thing where they're required to put that on because they don't have like preservatives.
Yeah. It seemed fine, but I don't know. I could be sick.
I think it'd be fun.
Oh, I made such a bad decision yesterday. I've been trying to like slowly reintroduce cheese into my diet, which I thought had been working. I had like eating little bits of cheese here and there, and it seemed fine. And then I made mac and cheese yesterday, and I just threw in all the different cheeses that I bought over the last month, trying them out. I felt like I was drunk yesterday. Like, I tried to go to bed, and I was just like, oh, felt
That's
hungover.
terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. My body does not like cheese.
I feel sorry for everyone whose body rejects cheese.
You know, me too. I love cheese. Just makes me want to die a little bit.
Cheese is also the only food that I've known people who will suffer through the consequences just to eat it.
Well, I think maybe... I think there's like a difference, right? Because like, if you can't eat peanuts, you can't just suffer through eating peanuts. I mean, you can, I guess.
Right.
It requires an EpiPen. Like,
but like spicy food, like
sure, okay. It's like I am allergic to peaches. Weirdly enough, like it just makes my like mouth not feel great.
And are you allergic to other types of stone fruit?
I am, yeah, slightly. Okay. Like they make me itchy if they touch me, but I eat them and I like them. So that's like, it doesn't really affect me after I eat it. It's just like handling them makes me itchy. Something about the fuzz, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess there's not really a lot of other things that are that violent, right?
yeah, it's kind of a weird situation.
Yeah.
I guess some people have like bad reactions to like red meat.
Yeah, I had a friend that had a protein intolerance, so she had to go vegan. So that was interesting. Gluten, I think, is another one. Like, gluten intolerance can be really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
And so a lot of people I know that have like mild gluten intolerance just don't deal with it because it sucks. But there's also the difference between like intolerance and actual people that have celiac disease. Like, it's violent. It's violent if they eat gluten. Not fun. So there's those two things, right? And that's kind of the thing. Like, very few people I think are allergic to milk. It is just an intolerance, and so it's a lot easier to just be like, I'm just gonna be miserable tomorrow, because it's not. It's not like it's not
life threatening.
Yeah, it's not life threatening. Not like, I mean, it was within a few years. And the doctor's like, you cannot eat salmon anymore. He's like, but I love it. And he's like, you can't eat this. It will kill you. And he's like, nah, don't care. And then he ended up in the hospital because his whole body swole up. And it's like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
People really don't like being told that they can't eat something.
Yeah. not allergic to anything, but I have a heart condition that makes me unable to even have cough meds. Ooh, yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, heart conditions or something. I wouldn't want to mess with that.
I'm taking some medications now. I have to take it forever, whatever. But like, one of the things that I can't eat is grapefruit, because like they're like, when you're on this medication, the grapefruit will actually make it, will trap it in your liver or kidneys. I can't remember which. And they're like, so if you eat grapefruit, your medication's gonna get all weird, and it's not gonna be as effective. So don't do that. And I'm like, oh, I can just have it like once in a while. They're like, no, do not eat it. And I was like, but I love grapefruit. And then I didn't really eat a lot of grapefruit, but I did eat some. And now that I haven't had it for like 5 years, it's just like, man, I really love grapefruit. I miss that a lot. So that was something that I was surprised that I would miss.
Yeah, I've heard grapefruit messes with different medications before.
Yeah, it does something with the way I think it's your kidneys. I think it's the way your kidneys flush the system. And certain medications that are supposed to help your kidneys, which is what mine's doing, they just like they interact in a weird way, and it screws up how the medication works. It might flush it too fast or not. I think it keeps it from flushing the medication itself, so you actually take more than you need. Honey grapefruit lovers do it a lot. Interesting. I am not a doctor. I don't actually know these things, but hey, you know what? We can talk about it.
Yeah, I kind of wonder how it does that. Like, I don't expect an answer, obviously, but like, it's one of those curious things.
Yeah. Do not know. I would assume it has something to do with the tartness. I assume there's a chemical there that's screwing something up. I would bet those are related, but have no empirical evidence. Drugs bad, okay? What's the song? I came here for the drugs. I knew a guy that would come to work just high as fuck all the time, and he would just walk around the kitchen going, I love drugs, 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 drugs. I was like, God, dude, just chill the fuck out, please. I need you to focus a little bit and actually do your work. That would make my life way easier. That was one of the few people I've ever asked for people to fire. It's just like, can we fire this person, please? Just, I don't want to work with them anymore. When's the new Willow series come out? I'm super excited for that, and I don't know when it's coming out.
Never.
Yeah, I hope that's not true. I really want to watch it. I've been enjoying the new Lord of the Rings. Oh my goodness. I'm am sad that it's only coming out one episode at a time, though. New Lord of the Rings, new Game of Thrones, new Rick and Morty. Oh, it's good. It's gonna be a good year. I'm excited. Goodbye productivity. Hello.
The only series I'm getting is, or the only release date I'm getting is 2022.
Okay.
Also, new Game of Thrones series.
Oh, November 30th. Apparently.
Nice.
Oh.
Enzymes in nice. Calico, hello. Is it okay to join voice chat? You're welcome to join voice chat, but it's actually muted except for 2 or 3 people that I have unmuted. You're welcome to just hang out if you want. That's totally fine. Saw the new Lord of the Rings things. It seems generic. Like it could be any fantasy series. Yeah, I mean it's not. They're talking about like the Silmarils and stuff, which I'm excited about. It's so far back that it doesn't really relate directly yet to the old series, which I kind of am okay with. Like I was really afraid they were gonna be like, oh look, there's Legolas. Like I don't need that. I just want elves and fantasy shit. Throw that at me, and that's what it is so far. I'm happy. So far, I've been happy.
Is it a hot take to say that Lord of the Rings is generic fantasy?
Yeah,
though?
I mean, yeah. Almost all of our fantasy is based off of Lord of the Rings. So really funny, like they're talking about the trees of Lorien. Is that right? Doesn't matter. But like, I forgot how much shit J.R.R. Martin stole from Lord of the Rings, just in general. Because, like, Elden Ring is pretty close. Like, there was so much stuff that I'm like, that's from Elden Ring. Oh my god, no it's not. It's from the Silmarillion. I forgot that those things were the same. And that just made me happy. It made me really happy.
Did you forget the epic rap battle of history between J.R.R. Tolkien and J.R.R. Martin?
Nope, that's what I'm thought. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, nope, 100%. But...
he even stole his R.R.
Yep, he did. But like Morgoth and the light trees and oh man, there's just so much shit. I was like, yep.
Can you explain to me why Galadriel's sort of like a weird sea witch?
Is she a sea witch?
In The Hobbit, she looks like a sea witch. Because it looks like she's like dripping wet seaweed all over her. It's like,
I don't know actually. I'll have to look that up. Like you're talking about when she goes like dark mode and like
yeah,
scares Frodo. Yeah, no, I don't know that. I think part of it is what we're seeing in the series, which is kind of her dealing with trauma and darkness, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Because I think her whole thing was that she wanted to be tempted by the ring. She wanted to prove that that she was strong enough to overcome that temptation. Because she hates Sauron so much, and she's just like that was the big thing, is that the ring tempted everybody, and basically nobody could say no to it except her and I think Sam. I think those are the two people that rejected the ring. Boromir might have, but that's up for debate because he kind of didn't reject it and then rejected it, and it was weird.
Bilbo technically gave it up willingly.
Yeah, that's true. Did he though? I mean, he did, but also under the guidance of Gandalf. So I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I'm not going to argue that.
And then he went all crack addict when he saw it again.
Yeah, but that, I mean that's the thing. I like that idea that the ring is just this like hyper coveted thing, and I think Galadriel basically spent her whole life trying to find the ring and just destroy it or defeat it, and then when she finally had the opportunity to seize it, she wanted to like, am I actually stronger than this? And I think that's what that was about. I don't know why the visuals they chose were the visuals. Maybe we'll learn about that in the story, in the book, or in the show.
I know some people, I'm just gonna call them idiots, like, or harping like, why is she wearing armor? She's an elf, blah blah blah. She can use magic, and it's like she wears armor in that scene where she goes like dark mode. She has armor on.
Yeah, no, the elves were great warriors. Like they're awesome. I'm super excited.
Like,
yeah.
Amazon series is
separate
fan fiction,
your
but it's okay
Warhammer.
fan fiction. Hell yeah,
No.
like 100%.
Yeah. Like separate D&D and your other modern fantasies from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings elves are like just supposed to be superhumans.
Yeah.
Like the arrogance of elves in every other thing that you know of is because Lord of the Ring elves were perfect. That was the whole like they were created perfectly.
It's like they're great blacksmiths.
Yep.
And all the crafters, like, it's not just the dwarves.
They were supposed to be the first children, and they were supposed to be beautiful and perfect and never age and be amazing at everything. And then the world went to shit. It was fine.
Yep.
So yeah, so I like that interpretation of them, because like that was the other thing, like with The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Sam had this fascination with elves.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, oh, elves are so beautiful and perfect. It's like that's supposed to be how they were, and everyone else was just kind of like hated them for it, but Sam loved them for it.
I like that. It especially comes off in the books. Gimli has some growth when it comes to elves too, because he hated the elves at first.
Yeah.
But then after meeting Galadriel, his opinion had pretty much entirely changed.
The arrogance of elves goes back to Norse mythology. Yeah, a lot of Lord of the Rings is actually stolen from Norse and Finnish. Talked to Jonas about that, Finnish mythology. So that makes total sense. Yeah. I think I'm about done with this ring. Jump rope, I don't know. I hope I'm not cutting out. Am I cutting out for anybody else? Am I cutting out in Discord? Am I cutting out on YouTube?
Oh, you're coming through on
I think
Discord.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like your Seder.
I don't know what it is about this sorcerer, but he gives me like a weird Rise vibe.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. So I don't disagree with you at all. I could give him a giant scroll on his back. That'd help.
Gerard.
Alright, I think we're going to stop there and I'll get another one going. Audio's good. I'm getting steep volume dips on my end. I don't know if there's anything to be done about it. Interesting. You're quiet on my end, but you're not clicking out. It could be because I'm like leaning away from the microphone. How's that? I don't know if that's worse. Is that better? Like, can you tell when I do this, when I look away? It might be because I'm reading. The new microphone is supposed to be a lot more directional. So I'm trying to keep it working. You're quiet on my end, but not cutting out. 16. Orc Echo Knight. Sound like you lean back. Yeah, I mean, I am. I think that's the problem. So maybe we'll switch back to the other mic. Generally, it's good face the mic if you can. Yeah, I agree. I will do that. Try to put it right there, and we'll see how that goes. Echo Knight's where, like, They have full armor, right? I think.
They can.
When
They're just
orc
fighters.
activates, sounds terrifying.
I like them in bug armor, but that's because the established stag those have already been made for them. So
Bug armor, is that what you said?
yeah, chitinous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good aesthetic.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of adopted it for Somar, my swashbuckler. That's why I got the scorpion chitin. Walking around with 24 AC.
AC feels weird in Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
How so?
The difference...
Or go ahead.
At level 1, like having 22-ish armor... I guess level 5. We're level 5, right? So maybe that's my issue. Is like, everyone we have has around 22, 25 armor. And I feel like maybe it feels too low on the tough end, but on the low end it feels really high. So like, I built Finny, who is not supposed to have any armor, and she's just a nimble elf, 22 AC. Mm-hmm. I built a full plate fighter, and he's got 24 AC. It's like, hold on a second, something doesn't feel right. I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does seemingly go up as you level up.
Yeah, you get your proficiency bonus to it, which is interesting. But yeah, I feel like the armor itself doesn't give you that much anymore, so maybe I need to look into why that feels that way.
Yeah. See, oddly enough, I was fairly comfortable having 22 AC. I didn't realize I could add like property runes to my armor, so I never did for Somar. It's like, oh, if I did, he probably would have like 25 or 26 AC.
Yeah, I definitely didn't do something right then. I need to look into that.
I think what I've noticed is, like, at least at level 5, avoiding getting hit altogether is pretty hard. Just because bonuses keep stacking up on monsters. But avoiding that critical, which is now just 10 above, seems to be more of the goal.
That's true, yeah, I didn't think about that. The critical negation and like actual damage mitigation is a lot easier. Because like with the paladin, I can just negate 7-ish damage every round. Which I think like the champion fighter has that in D&D 5e, right? You use your reaction to intercept a move. Or maybe that's protection, or I have to look it up again. But so it's not totally unheard of, but like that plus the shield blocking, the reaction is definitely defense feels more reactive in 2nd edition, which is kind of cool. I kind of like that. But yeah, I feel like I just get hit all the time. It's like, why can I not be super invincible? It's not fair.
Yeah, Pathfinder feels a lot more dangerous than D&D, at least 5th edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber I've watched it every now and then. He's like, talk like how people talk like how 2nd edition Pathfinder is apparently more deadly than 1st edition Pathfinder. Like, that's a bit terrifying.
3 actions in a turn is crazy. Like, it's just like, it adds a level of insta-death that was not there before.
And then some creatures have opportunity attacks, others don't. Some can use a single action to do 3 attacks. Frost drakes.
Yeah.
I'll also say like that deadliness does go like at least it feels like it goes both ways. Like
Yeah.
player characters can do a lot.
Like me and you, our characters having like wounding on our weapons at 5th level was pretty like, oh.
Yeah, that persistent bleed damage.
Yeah, I think that is a
So we were doing it wrong though.
something I did want to bring up was like using potions in combat for PCs, right, or for monsters. Bleed damage seems really scary because you have to spend a turn to heal it, right? I'm gonna repair that, or I'm gonna make myself unstuck. A lot of people just like, I'm just gonna keep swinging, I don't care. And for the most part, like that always feels like the right call, you know? Sorry about that. Which is weird because more balanced than D&D in the whole scheme of things. I think so. Yeah. Pathfinder is kind of intense. Just like level 1, I started last week looking into classes, and Ancestry gives too much right off. I really like the Ancestry system. They basically made the races very non-mechanical. Like there's not a lot of bonuses just flat out. So you really get to customize how your character is built, and I really like that. It is Pathfinder's second edition a lot more active in the mechanics than 5e passive mechanics. Yeah, I think that is my thing. I need to figure out exactly which defensive abilities my character needs. Actually goes down every time. You should try swinging though. You get your shield. It's also an action, so it feels a lot more strategic. Yeah, I think that's really what it is. And so, like, especially initiative, just feels like it takes a lot more priority now, because I mean it always has been important, but not being able to like raise your shield on the first action, or trying to get off special abilities because they are kind of required to make your kit function can really make a difference.
Yeah.
So
Me trying to remember that when I was playing my Swashbuckler, I was like, oh yeah, I need to be doing these certain types of actions so I can do my other stuff.
yeah, I like it. I like it so far. Hopefully we'll keep playing it.
I also feel like the way they handle actions and spells feels a lot more intuitive and less arbitrary.
The heightened spell is interesting. I kind of like that, like heightening with actions instead of spell slots. But the weird thing I think that I keep running into is essentially every class is built different, right? Which I love, but also complicates things. And really what they need to do, and this could be something that I assume will probably happen here in the future, is there needs to be a separate character sheet or builder for each class. Because like formulas start getting complicated, and spells versus focused versus arcane versus innate spells start getting complicated. It's like everything needs to be built specifically for each class.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, I'm gonna roll again.
Okay, you're looking at a 17, so
Roll to 12.
roll to 12. Kobold Oracle, please. I think that's Dr. Random's.
Cobalt Oracle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kobold Oracle. Get those curses. Sounds like you're leaning in and away from the mic or looking away from talking. Yeah, I think that is what's happening. I love the 3-action system. It really makes your turn more interesting once you get over the learning curve. I think so too. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Oh man, what kind of oracle? Is there a bunch to choose from?
Yeah, there's the life oracles, there's the death oracles, there's the nature oracle.
It's a space oracle.
Blind oracles are interesting. It's a pretty common one.
Go with the classic flame oracle.
Flame oracle, I like that. Is that the what's it called? Crap.
Iconic?
Iconic, yeah. Is that the iconic oracle?
Yeah. Well, in first edition, this new one is a Tengu storm.
What's the curse for a storm oracle? You just wet all the time?
You have like a storm around you.
Oh,
yeah.
Make everything shitty. Great.
Everything gets pushed away from you, and things get shocked if they're too close to you.
Funny. I like that.
There's also now a time oracle.
Yeah, actually that's what my the Finite was. Finite has because he's an old elf, I took an oracle ancestry that gives me some of their cantrips. It's funny. His curse is that he's supposed to, every time he uses one of those, he either gets very old or younger, and I thought that would be really funny as an elf because you wouldn't really notice.
I don't know, if an elf shows age, you know they're pushing up the years.
Yeah, I've been waiting for the reveal of just like all of a sudden he's got a beard, just to confuse me, but I haven't had the opportunity yet.
Yeah, you become enfeebled one. It's like, oop.
The collection grows. Space Kobold, Space Kobold. Personally, I let players do an extra attack if they use all their movement to do it in D&D, because sometimes players have absolutely no need to move. So many as well to speed up in combat. Interesting. Essentially, yeah, just letting people charge without the negatives. That's a pretty good idea. I like that. I rarely see elves with beards. Yeah, I don't know if they're supposed to have beards. He Storm Oracle
completely
just sounds like
hairless.
that one friend with a fuzzy sock stag shocking everybody. Yeah.
I feel like getting a little gross with it, so it's gonna be a bone oracle.
Nice.
Nice. Curse of living death.
What time is it here? 12 o'clock. I might go start my lunch real quick. Leave it all in the capable hands of burning and this. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a drink. Get a drink, start a sandwich. We'll see how it goes. One moment. Super Saiyan burger. Oh no, there's a cat locked outside. come back. This orc is boring. I think I'm gonna start over.
Giant centipedes.
You set the peas? What?
Giant centipedes
Giant centipedes.
are apparently -1 challenge rating in Pathfinder.
I need to figure out the Pathfinder rating system. It seems strange to me.
So, items and creature will have a little number beside it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the level that's like appropriate for your character to face or have.
Just 1 to 1.
But yeah, but you can go like with items. There's nothing stopping you from using like a level 9 item. It's just you'll be very much like have an overpowered item.
That's not how it used to work.
Really?
Yeah. So like a CR3 creature in 5th edition is meant let me write this down. CR3 is the equivalent of a party of 4, the average of a party of 4 adventurers of level 3. So if the average is 3, then that's appropriate for one of those. And then for every additional character you add, the party then needs to add additional characters. Or the CR needs to go up. So 5 players with an average of 3 should be a CR4 encounter.
Yeah, so like the Gibbering Mouther is a creature 5. So it was at our level of difficulty to face.
And the drakes we were fighting are CR7.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's why it felt like we were getting our asses handed to us.
But we also almost died to the Malfer.
Did we? I thought we were doing fine with the Mouther. We were just like...
We were fine in the beginning,
in a little
and then...
bit of trouble, but everyone else was actually in pretty decent shape.
Yeah.
I feel like the Mouther was a great fight. It really made us use all of our moves, which made me happy. So I don't know. CR rating in 5e is funny. Yeah.
But hey, if we make it out of these drakes alive, we'll all probably level up. A lot.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready for that XP boost. It's gonna be good. The challenge rating for characters that is kind of very accurate in 2nd edition is really good with their numbers. Alright, well that's good to know. I did not know that.
Fifth edition CR is very inconsistent.
Well, I've always said with 5e, just you basically ignore it. And then just adjust things to your players. Because 5e is just so streamlined. Like, I don't build any of my encounters in 5e for hit points. I base it on hits to death. Which, I don't know if is really appropriate, but it works for me. Partially because I know my players like hitting really hard, and it's like they're gonna kill something with every swing. And if not, they're not having fun. So.
think part of the problem is also like power discrepancy between classes also plays a big role in that.
Yeah. Once again, like a monk at level 1 can take, you know, a shit ton of goblins. Like they basically just immune to goblins. Looks at the stats and unique abilities. Just look at the stats. Yeah, exactly. Like 5e, you essentially just look at like what cool thing can they do and then slap it on a generic body of stats, and that works. That works just fine. I do not have a problem with doing that. Ooh, spicy juice. I like it. I'm not drinking. It's a V8 energy tea. Hello, noon o'clock. Time to start drinking. There's a lot of people on Twitch that drink on stream, and it like freaks me out. Not like, I would not trust myself to drink during an art stream on Twitch. Like, what am I gonna draw? What shenanigans am I gonna get up to? Like, Simply George's was a great. Does he still stream? I don't think he's streamed in months. I think he got a new job.
Yeah, he's been busy.
It bums me out. I loved watching his streams.
Yeah.
But he would always drink like White Claw and stuff on stream. It was really funny.
I feel like if you have a White Claw, you'll be fine.
Oh, probably. Yeah, I mean, like,
it's just watered down alcohol.
I would not trust myself to drink on stream. We did that once or twice with Tandem Gamers. We did we played Drunk Souls, where we played Dark Souls and drank every time we died.
Oh, God.
But that was not live. That was a video we did, and it was a thing.
Sounds terrible.
What was the other thing we did? We did a 40 smash, where you get 40 lives and you get a 40 and you drink every time you die. We tried to do that this last summer, and then we all realized that none of us really drink anymore, and it was like, maybe we don't do this. I think that was probably for the best. New type of stream, drawing your suggestions while drunk. There's what was it? One of the streams that made me want to start doing art streams was, what the hell was it? There was, before Patreon was a big thing, there was a stream on YouTube where I think it was just drink and draw. People would send them like a bottle of whiskey and a prompt, and that's what they would do for 30 minutes. They would just drink the whiskey and try to draw whatever it is, this thing that people suggested. It was pretty funny. And then like things like Drawfee started making more drawing streams viable, and it's like, you mean I don't have to be an alcoholic to do this? That sounds awesome. And Drawfee really made me like, people will watch. People draw, that's awesome, I'll do that. And I really enjoy it. So thank you to the drinking people, whose name I don't remember, and Drawfee for starting this off. I appreciate it.
I feel like Drawfee really, and it was entirely accidental too, where they kind of just started like legitimizing art streams.
Yeah, I think early YouTube was a lot of gimmick.
Yeah.
Like, Drawfee did not have to clickbait, right? Because it was so authentic to what it was. It's just like, we're 4 people and we're gonna draw stuff. That's it. Like, that's the premise. That's what you come for. That's what we're doing. Like, they didn't try to like chase trends. They did. They still do things like, oh, it's Sonic OC time, hooray! whatever. That's not my point. My point is they're not like. It worked because they were popular and funny and kind of their own thing, and I think that kind of authenticity. YouTube shifted that way because of the overabundance of, I'm going to say, dickbag YouTubers.
I'd say it's accurate.
And so I very much appreciate Drawfee for that, because they did. They're like, look, you don't have to be super trendy and everything to do that. You can just be yourself and draw and talk about things you love, and that's great. And people are like, yeah, that's what YouTube should be about again, because it used to be like that.
Yeah, you don't need to follow every like Pop Pepper challenge or whatever else is going on.
That's really what I was trying to get to when I said dickbag YouTubers, because that was YouTube for a while. For a while, it was just like, okay, every ice bucket challenge, what's the next thing that's just is gonna go
Heavy
viral?
bunnies.
Yeah. And I really think that's a big thing that TikTok has actually done for the better, is it's removed that. Like, there needed to be a specific place for that, right? Because YouTube content creators were getting flooded out by that kind of content, that really short form, I'm going to say not creative content, because it's not bad content. Like, there is fun in watching people eat spicy food, right? Like, that's totally legit. But for a lot of people that just want to, like, hey, I'm going to do that thing, YouTube was the only place, because this is where I can upload my content. Now it's like, there should be a place where we can just do this kind of stuff. And that's kind of where Snapchat and TikTok took over. So I appreciate that, because now YouTube is back to, like, just creative content. And I count YouTube gaming and stuff as creative content, because it's still someone bringing editing and unique spins to things. So
yeah, definitely. I
definitely still appreciate that stuff.
Good Let's Plays are more about the people making them than the game levels.
Oh yeah, Stone Mountain 64. I still watch him from time to time. I love him. He does a lot more like Warzone information content versus his like skit stuff. But I really liked his skits were great back in the day. Partially just because like I liked Call of Duty when I was younger. And I was like, hey, that's great. I love squad combat, like squad-based things. And he makes an interesting take on it. That's great. I like this orc much better.
He is less boring.
Got more jaggedy bits.
I'm kind of surprised I've not heard this DC movie that's coming out on the 21st. That has The Rock in it.
What? What is it?
Black Adam.
Oh, yeah, okay. No, I've heard Black Adam.
Also has Hawkman in it. I was like, have I not heard of this?
I know next to nothing about Black Adam, except that he looks exactly like Shazam. And I think that's important. I think they're supposed to be like foils of
Related?
each other. Yeah. But I
They're
don't
supposed
know
to be connected, but I can't remember how.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I meant. I meant like connected, not related like by blood or whatever, but
yeah, I never saw anything about Black Adam. I haven't read any Black Adam comics. He somehow fights Superman, so that's cool.
I was like scrolling through Twitter and I just saw a big headshot of The Rock and all the other characters small. I was like, well, you know who they spent all the money on.
I like The Rock.
The Rock's great. The Boulder.
Not actually The Rock, but good enough. Close enough.
I think they did actually approach him for the role.
I think they did, yeah, and he was like, I don't
Yeah.
want to do stupid cartoons. I was like,
Well, he was already working on something else. And
Yeah, I think
Well,
it goes that he was too busy, not that he was against cartoons.
Well, yeah, but like, sorry, no, that did sound more aggressive than I think what I've read about it. He just didn't want to do it because he didn't think it was like he didn't think Avatar was going to be that popular. It's like, I don't have time to pick up a tiny cartoon show. And they're like, oh man, that would have been awesome. Because I think he's talked about missing that out. He's like, oh, I should have done that. That turned out to be way better than I thought it was going to be.
So like he sent him to like one of his friends, who I think who was also a wrestler.
Yep, Mick Foley.
Oh, was that Mick Foley? Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And like
great.
George Takei was in it, and a bunch of other like big name actors, and it's just like, what are you doing in this show as these random characters?
Yeah, because it was just a Nickelodeon show. Like, yeah, I don't know when it took off, because I didn't watch it during its original run. And I want to say it wasn't until it was almost over that people were just like losing their shit about it. And it was like, what is this? Do I need to watch this? Like, I need to check this out.
It quickly and steadily grew in popularity from season to season.
It was also like, that was a part of my life when I didn't have cable. So like, I didn't really have access to it. The internet wasn't super great about that kind of stuff. And, yeah. Someone I worked with was really into it and convinced me to eventually start watching it. I was like, all right, I'll do that.
It's like, even Mark Hamill is in it. Yeah, he voices Zuko's dad.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole series. I was like, that's Mark Hamill? I can't hear it.
Oh.
Mark Hamill is in everything. Like, he just...
Yeah. He does a lot of voice work, actually.
Yeah. Because he was also in that Dante's Inferno video game / anime show.
They made an anime about Dante's Inferno?
Yeah,
They did.
Are we talking about the Pierce Brosnan movie?
No.
Or is that something else? What is that?
We're talking about a Xbox 360 generation game. God of War clone, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, not actually about volcanoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking of Dante's Peak.
I am thinking of Dante's Peak, yes. That is what I was thinking.
I mean, it's not a bad movie, it's just...
Thank you, Gabriel. Okay. Wait, I said Gabriel. Gabriel? I'm not sure. I'm sorry. Let me know if I said your name wrong. I do apologize. Hamill himself has only solid EO pedigree. Has a solid EO. Let's see.
Yeah, so like... The Dante's Inferno anime is like... has like 5 different styles of animation in it.
Oh, weird.
Or art. So like each section he looks very different.
I always thought it was weird watching like Shippuden and stuff when they would all of a sudden switch the animation style. It's like somebody else did this fight scene, and people would be watching it and like, what? I'm like, yeah, this is not the same animation team that does the rest of the stuff. Like, really? Like,
Yeah, I remember
super
a particular set of filler that was done by a completely different animator.
Stuff always throws me through a loop.
But
Studio
there's
Trigger
like the cover
loves
for it.
doing that. Loves, like, it's always really funny when you see Studio Trigger get hired by another company for something. It's like, wait. This is Studio Trigger. We just switched to this Studio Trigger. What the hell happened? Dante's Inferno. Interesting. I never saw that.
It's really interesting.
Pretty good game, honestly.
Kat, you gotta chill the crap out right now.
Oh,
You left me outside and gave me my breakfast late. I demand lunch now, even though I just got fed.
Oh, so they did Garen Lagann and Kill a Kill.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't sure like
See
what they'd done.
Yeah,
So.
Studio
I'll be
Trigger.
right back.
They also did Panty and Stocking, which I'm super excited about. Except I think that was their. I don't know if it was the whole department. It might have just been a few of the animators who did that one. That's not super added. Odd, yeah. They also did, what is it? Redline. Redline's a pretty popular one.
I'm a pretty big fan of MAPPA Studio stuff, except for Attack on Titan.
Oh man, Attack on Titan and JoJo are both. I love and hate their art styles, like for different reasons. Like the Attack on Titan stuff, like their monster designs are just. I love the way they draw muscles, right? Like it's great, and the way they animate like through actions, so good. And then you get like all these dramatic face poses, and I just hate them. It's like, oh, I don't want to look at the people. I only want to look at the monsters. And then with JoJo, it's like the posing, and I'm gonna say the clutter is really nice. Like it's got a very good poppy art feel to it. And then like just the over dramatization and shading I hate, which is weird because it's pretty close to my style. Like I could probably, if someone wanted to make me do a JoJo commission, I probably could do it, and I don't want to.
$500.
$500, yeah.
I think.
Would you
Wait, I
rather
see-
JoJo or dragon porn?
Both are pretty tough options.
Yeah.
I think the way I see JoJo is like a combination of like 70s and 80s American like stereotypes of people
Yeah.
mixed with kabuki
Okay.
like acting. Because
that's
kabuki
really cool.
acting is very over the top and exaggerated.
Kabuki pop
Lots
art.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great way to describe
I
it.
think if you think of it in that like headspace, it makes so much more sense because posing and headspace, like moving your head in certain directions, is a key part of kabuki.
Would you JoJo if it took care of your student loans?
I mean, yes.
I guess. Studio Trigger is fantastic. I love most everything they've done. Yes. JoJo is both cluttered in a good way and in a bad way. Yeah, and that's really my thing. It's just everything feels. I think the Kabuki is a good example. Like I also love and hate Kabuki for the same reasons. It's like I love
Yeah.
the masks and the painting, and then it just gets weird, and I don't know why people are bending in that direction. That hesitation. Yeah, exactly. It had the same vibe from like Castlevania too, the Netflix Castlevania. It has that kind of like, it's a very strange kind of almost uncanny valley where like the proportions aren't quite right, but the art is really good, and so it's like, what's happening here? So, which is fine. Like there's like nothing wrong. I can't trash on any of those because they are all wonderful. Maybe I can trash on Attack on Titan because it's so convoluted, but like that's not unique to Attack on Titan.
No.
Like Evangelion did it way worse and way earlier. So
Yeah.
all right, I think I'm about done with this guy. I'm gonna give him some scars. Maybe just darken him up down here. Make his hands a little dirtier. I feel like this arm should be much bulkier. Really? Oh, that's his wrist is twisted up way too high. That's not how that would work at all. We would basically only see fingers here, I think. Drawing hands is weird. I'm excited for new Studio Trigger stuff. I don't think you would see an Echo Knight being an Echo Knight if they're static, right? Like maybe they have like shadow clones kind of like fuzzing around them or something. That's all I got. I don't know.
all they really kind of showed an Echonaut, like their power off, is just like having a shadow behind them.
I really, really dig the concept of the shadow of the Echonaut. I have not played one. Maybe I should, but nope, gotta roll that one. Don't have that many. Okay.
I'm back. How are we doing on time?
I'm gonna probably hang out a while today, so if you want to do another one, I'm gonna do another one right now. I need to work on a video today, but oh my god, cat.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to do another one on Friday. We've been doing 2 a week. I want to have Friday off. Specifically for if I get a video out, I want to put it on Saturday, Friday. So I'm gonna try to get through some of these today. It's a character of WoW. He's a character of WoW. Is it? Oh, this is a WoW character, maybe.
I assume 20 is a reroll.
Yeah, 20 is a reroll. So I got a plasmoid, Path of the Beast Barbarian. She gained the powers of a purple worm after being eaten by one, and then eating through it.
18's a reroll too.
Yep. Go ahead and roll a d12. Let's do that.
11.
Oh, whoops. That's the Kobold Oracle, so I actually have one less. Hold on. A barrel-eyed Kuatoa Warlock.
I assume barrel is a type of fish.
I assume it's a type of fish. Yeah.
Oh, I might have to run actually.
Okay. I see how it is. I won't delete that one from the list until you have to draw it or not, so that's fine.
No, what it is isn't a problem. Something popped up.
That's no problem at all. This looks great, by the way.
Oh.
Burning, thank you for drawing with this if you don't come back.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that is.
Barrel eyes,
freaky
if I remember
fish.
right, are creepy as hell. Is that fair?
That's a fair assessment, but
Alright.
also very cool. They're like. There's not a good picture of them.
I don't remember what purple worms look like.
Do you know what the worms from Magic the Gathering are?
Yeah. The WYRMs. The
Yep.
worms.
Worms.
I fucking love worms from Magic. I had a worm
same.
deck for a long time.
I personally hope Dredd throws a purple worm at us when we're higher level, because such a classic monster.
Have we've talked about Magic the Gathering worms that look like penises, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of cards that's just like, is this appropriate? Is it a worm or is it a peen? I don't know.
I mean, it's not their fault that worms look like peens.
Yeah. You alright, cat? You seem very distraught.
Yeah.
Please.
So that's the barreled eye fish.
Oh, I'm in the wrong chat. 1 second. Pop back over.
Hashy Brown helped out. The hashiest of browns.
Yeah, those are cool. Sorry. We'll see if
They're
we
like-
get back to it. Gotta run. It was fun drawing. Thanks for everyone. Okay, so the barrel eye will have to wait. I guess I could make it a barrel-eyed plasmoid. We could do 2 at once. Holy crap. Let me go feed the cat. Oh, I'm not gonna feed the cat. I'm gonna throw him outside. I'll be right back. 1 second. 1 second. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. is a menace. Okay. Ooze.
Yeah, the barrel it almost looks like it could be like a gem fish, like a crystal fish,
Gemfish?
like a crystal fish.
Okay.
Where it says like GEM,
Yeah.
not GYM.
A gemfish. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking of like Pokemon Gym. So why did they add
Pokemon
Mega
Mega
Man
Man?
to the Pokemon universe? Which game is that
I
from?
don't- So it's from the new one that's coming out in November.
Did they finally make
Scarlet.
Pokemon Gun?
No. Well, the red one does have, like, its arms do morph into a cannon.
Nice.
So, I mean, they've had Blastoise since Generation 1, so.
That's not a gun. That's a water hose. The fire department doesn't
Can.
come to your house and shoot the fire out. They kinda do, but-
I mean, sometimes. But, yeah, so they are like, one's like a fighting psychic type, the other's like fighting ghost.
All right. That is strange to me.
Well, the purple one with swords is ghost. And it's like possessing a suit of armor.
Ah, okay. I don't know where to stand, so you guys don't hear me chewing. Sorry for the mouth noises.
I don't hear any mouth noises.
All right, good.
I think I'm gonna ask. Also, I think I'm gonna ask Rook if I can change around my stats, but I'm at Druid.
Where is Druid today?
I don't know. Maybe we're up from their workout.
That's hope that's the case. I haven't got to give him shit for almost killing my paladin yet. Which I could still totally
We almost
die.
killed your paladin.
I shouldn't say anything because there's still a very good chance that I will die horribly in this encounter.
There's a chance that we all will.
I am on death's door.
Yeah, I was like, dang it, I wish I took a single healing spell.
Provoke the tiger. I'm really excited to use so Paladin in 2E is weird because, or I guess it's champion, it's not Paladin. D&D
Yeah.
or Pathfinder for the Paladin champion. Yeah, it's so it's a Pathfinder 2E champion. And they have essentially one focus point that allows them to use their lay on hands or their other ability, which in my case is a really, really good like synergistic buff. I pick a person and they we linked up and become shield wards for each other. Really cool. I like that idea. Didn't get to use it because instantly almost died, laid on hands myself. I have 2 points and I could give myself a third, and I ended up just laying on hands 3 times to keep myself alive. And it's like, dang it, I really want to see how this works. So I'm excited because I want to see how that plays out. They feel like defensive warlocks, which I think is really cool. I really like that idea. And it's just a matter of trying.
You want the Liberator subclass.
Yes, I went
Tenant, didn't you?
Liberator. Yeah.
Or calls, where do they call it?
So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff I want to try with this. And if I die, I'll probably just make another one. I'm just gonna make another champion. And try it out again. Finney's
Just turn your
other brother.
Conrosu. Just turn your Conrosu into a paladin.
I almost made the Konrasu a paladin, but I wanted to.
See, when you said tree tank, I thought, oh, he made him a paladin.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. But I started building it that way. But the whole thing with the Konrasu that I was making was that it was anti-magic. And I was like, it wouldn't really make a lot of sense to be casting spells and then be like wary of magic. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go fighter, and I'm gonna make it as.
You could have gone barbarian.
I could have gone barbarian, yeah.
There's a superstition.
Oh really? I took something
Subclass.
superstitious.
I think. Let's see. Dragon. Yeah. Superstition instinct. So you're like deeply mistrusting of magic.
I think I got that with the ancestry. Vibe chill. Hello, hello. I'm not sure it's coming through super noise suppression. It's pretty good. Good. That is a whole class. Neat.
Is you can like. So they kind of rolled up the Blood Rager and Barbarian together in some ways.
Gotcha.
Because you can now do the Dragon Instinct, which will essentially kind of help you build into a Dragon Disciple.
Okay.
So like you now get like a breath attack.
Very cool. I think I'm drawing the Demigorgon from Stranger Things.
It's the Demigorgon!
What a bunch of dumb kids. Don't know what they're talking about. I need to catch up on Stranger Things. I really like that show.
I need to watch it in general.
Not too shabby.
I definitely purposely spoiled myself on the 4th season.
I mean, once again, I think I say this all the time, but a story told well doesn't matter if you know how it ends.
Agreed.
And I think their storytelling's pretty good. The 2nd season had a little bit of a wibbly wobbly start, but whatever.
Also kind of see a bit of Parasite in it.
What do you mean by that?
There's an anime called Parasite.
Oh, okay.
And there's a scene where a parasite essentially splits open and eats someone. And looks like that shape.
Isn't that whole anime just like body horror with eyeballs in places they shouldn't be?
Yes,
Okay.
exactly that.
I've
Never
seen-
watched it. I just knew I saw that scene once in like a Watch Mojo video.
Yeah. I see a lot of like memes of it and stuff. It's like, should I watch that? I do like monster stuff, but damn.
I just hope they never add the giant T-Rex dogs that are in Elden Ring into Pathfinder or D&D. I was like, I'll leave. I was like, no, sorry.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on there. I really don't understand some of the designs in that game. That being one of them. It's just like, is it a dog? Is it not a dog? Is it a lizard? What am I looking at?
Yes. I mean, I know why they're like that, but it's just like
Is there
also
lore for it?
yeah, there's lore why they're like that because they're corrupted by Scarlet Rod and it's like evolved them into
What were they
massive
before?
monsters.
Were they just
Wolves.
dogs? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Same with like the giant T-Rex crows.
I guess they got big heads too, didn't they? Parasite
Yeah,
is
and they got.
The Maxim is the first anime I've ever watched. When it's coming out, it's great. Nice. Parasite is actually good, but not for everyone. Oh, hold on a second. There's a problem. Is superstition requires you to turn down healing and bug spells from allies as well? Have a submission. Evil dragonborn warlock who is blind. Okay. I don't know if this will get done, but we'll see how far we go today. I will add it to the list. I get annoyed at the undead demon naming inferences when they're clearly dealing with aberrations. Wait, for what? Is this in the anime?
Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things.
But they do break out mind flayers. Like the name for a mind flayer every now and then.
Yeah.
I do know that.
That's cool. I mean, my big I don't have any problems with them doing that. I just, like I said, stupid kids. I just think it's funny that specifically in season 1, like right, the Demigorgon thing, they're just like, oh, it's that thing from the game we're playing. It's like, is it though? Like, like
It doesn't have 2 heads.
yeah, like that's my biggest gripe. It's just like,
But it quite literally is just little kids. Like,
yeah, exactly. Which is
confused.
why it's not really gripe. So when they're saying that, like, all the adults are like, yeah, sure, why not? I don't care. I love the like the upside down concept, just like that shifted dimension. I think that's really fun. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but you know, that's beyond the point. There's a lot of great stuff in that show. Ugh, I screwed this leg up real bad.
Plasmoid.
Yeah,
They barely have legs.
I barely have legs. Blank. There we go. Maybe we just won't draw the legs. Oh, better idea. What if we make it look really silly?
Googly eyes.
Googly eyes, yeah. Just big old eye stalks. Bloop.
I feel like that would make it creepier.
Probably.
Like anything with eye stalks is immediately creepy.
I want to make this look a little more purple wormish, but
Purple
what else
worm.
can I add?
Purple worm armor.
Is there purple worm armor? That
I
sounds
don't-
familiar.
Probably in the past. I do know that like they've mentioned that people have made armor out of their plates.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so the upside down is just the ethereal plane, right? That makes sense, right? Like that's the jump I think they should have made, instead of like it's like here but upside down. It's like, all right, that's not a thing, but okay. Also, it's not upside down. It's apparently overlapping, and I don't know why you decided to use D&D references and then just make shit up. Like, please choose one thing or the other. Gripes with no ramifications. The show is still great. Dimensional shifting thing is sure fun. It's like a
Isekai.
Isekai. Oh yeah, okay. God, I've never seen that word written out. Go through that. Yeah, the ethereal plane works roughly the same way in D&D. The only plane memories and stuff appears in D&D past and the present. Yeah, I think Mercer did a good job of describing that. Like, oh, you can see the ethereal plane. It's just like here, but with fish. It's like, oh, what?
And creepy insects.
Yeah. I love that idea that there's just weird shit like floating through your body. It's just like, I can't handle this.
Oh yes, give Bo true sight for a day. Or it was like for an hour or something.
Something like that, yeah. Cool concept.
fun things to play with.
That's where the phase spiders come from.
Yeah, they just pop over to the ethereal plane for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like they'll if you travel through because technically when you do teleport, you're passing through the ethereal plane to get to where you're going. That's the weird background stuff, and
Did you?
there's a small chance that you can attract the attention of a phase spider that will come after you.
I don't know if this is in every iteration of Nightcrawler, but in one iteration of it at least, Nightcrawler's powers was not teleportation but phase shifting, and so every time he blinked, he was actually just going into the abyssal plane, going into the hellscape of the Marvel universe, and then popping out. And that's why it always had smoke and smelled like sulfur, because he wasn't technically a mutant. He was a mutant, but he was a mutant and a demon, because demons exist in that universe. And I always thought that was kind of funny. It was just boop, 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 boop. Just walking back and forth through a doorway.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember his mom was supposed to be Mystique, and I was like, oh, so is that why he's blue? And he's like, what kind? Who's his dad? The demon Azazel.
Yep.
Oh, so he's Hellboy.
See, Mystique wasn't just a weird mutant on the run. She was a weird mutant on the run living with Satanists. And cultists that were trying to take over the material plane.
I mean,
Nightcrawler's probably aside.
why not?
From Beast, one of my faves. Beast is great. I really love that boy.
I like his character. I'm glad they made him blue. I think he looks cooler that way. The old design was just I'm kind of a weird man. It's no.
Yeah.
Make him cool.
There was an artist, I don't know who it was, but his iteration of Nightcrawler, he was blue, but also kind of fuzzy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, I like this one.
Yeah, he's slowly. I think once they kind of started really leaning into the kind of demonic nature of it, they started making him look. I mean, in the '90s, just blue people were kind of the thing. You had Sinister, you had Nightcrawler, you had Mystique, and then they really started playing with textures once the movies started coming out, which I like.
Yeah.
I like the textures.
And then they gave him, then he had, because it's honestly, he's a devil, he has a pointy tail.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is good for this one. I think that one got pretty good. I like that. That's fun. All right. Should I do the barrel eye or I'm just reroll? 20. Thank you, guys. Why are you rolling so high now? Battle-hardened Knoll Barbarian playing the fiddle. Sure. We can draw it. I'm down for some Knoll.
Rage fiddling.
Yep, rage fiddle. That doesn't sound appropriate.
Devil went down to Georgia.
I've forgotten how Knolls look again. I've made a giant rat man. Beep 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 beep.
Regular no. There's you 2 of them.
Thank you.
2 slightly different ones, though.
Regular no. Stupid.
Yenagoo. I do love the fact that nulls in the monster manual have a typo.
Do they?
Yeah, it says they're humanoids. They're like, in Sage of Us, like, yeah, no, they're supposed to be fiends.
I didn't know that.
So,
Because they do have the fiend bar.
yeah.
Flint bar. Weird. What's the difference between a fiddle and a violin?
Nothing. I'm sorry. People who think there are, there ain't.
You just play the fiddle with your fingers instead of a bow? Or do you play
pl-
the fiddle
no,
with a bow?
You also play a fiddle with a bow. It's just the method of how you play them
Okay.
is different. Or
I think
speed, tempo, melody. It's just sometimes like how you position it is sometimes a bit different, but a fiddle and a violin are the same instrument.
I think the suggester said playing the fiddle with finger picks, with his fingers instead of a pick, and I was like, oh, that's right. So I will do this as a. I assume they want like a banjo.
Yeah. Well, I think I do remember that suggestion. I think they said also just any type of stringed instrument would be
Okay.
fine. So.
Well, this definitely got creepier than I had anticipated it to, but I was in. Yep. That is a lute. Not a fiddle.
Well, someone mentioned that they just imagined the scene from Road to El Dorado.
Yeah. Angry lute intensifies. With their bonus reach and long arms, they could fiddle from a whole square away. We're gonna do it. We're gonna steal the loot shape. This is getting pretty sketchy. This will probably be the last one. Starting to get sloppy, which means I'm probably getting tired. I got a lot of work left to do today, so we should probably get to that.
All the work.
leaning this whole time. Everything's all crooked.
Posture check.
Yeah, what the hell, YouTube? Why do you not let posture check happen? I need to look into that because I think I can get Streamlabs hooked up. I don't know. I think I have to pay
Flip
them
it.
both. Which I refuse to pay. Refuse to pay them money.
You give us money? Yes? No.
You want
Will
to
you
do
give us-
YouTube on the boat? Please, no. That's not gonna happen.
You give us money, we help you make money.
I hope so.
It's like,
Like angry hyenas just look like this. Oh boy, that's not what I meant to do. The nose isn't long enough. It looks almost like an angry cat folk. Maybe the second. I think maybe the forehead is just too. Now it looks more like a cat folk. What did I do? What have I done?
so Saturday when you said you were wearing like a spider helmet,
Mm-hmm.
my mind immediately went to Neo 2 and this guy.
Oh yeah, that's a splatter helmet.
I was like, I know that's not what he's talking about.
No.
But I could not separate that image from my mind, so I just pictured your find out was that helmet. It's like,
That's fine.
that ain't right though.
I'm fine with that. That's the beauty of tabletop gaming. Everyone can have their own stuff in their head.
Like in my mind, my character was not an Angelord, but everyone else is like, he's an Angelord. I'm like, oh, dang it, I didn't mean to.
In my mind, I'm definitely not an edgelord. I'm
Like,
sure.
I didn't
I'm sure the edgelords
want
all
them to be.
agree with that.
It's like, oh no, they are an Angelord. Crap.
Do you think people like? Do you think people go out and shop to look like an edgelord? Like that's their intent.
It's called Hot Topic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if maybe edgelord is too derogatory to be a chosen aesthetic.
Yeah. That I probably agree with. But like also when people think of Angelords, they kind of just think of the goth or emo aesthetic.
I just think of
Or punk.
well, yeah. So
aesthetic.
see that's kind of like I've always been really weird in my style, partially just because I'm lazy. I probably had a very goth punk aesthetic growing up, but I didn't have enough money to shop at Hot Topic, except for like the quippy shirts. So I just wore I wore black slacks and a black shirt most times. That was it.
So giant cash with a mohawk.
Yeah, except I couldn't afford like a jacket, so I had baggy pants but not like Jinkos, right? I couldn't go to the extremes. I didn't have jewelry. I just had black clothes. That was the extent of me being a goth kid. Is I just bought black clothes. No dog, only cat. Skip cat is threatening Rook clearly. More cat. More So,
Less
I
dog.
was I an edgelord? I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know if I'm the one that gets to decide that.
Yeah.
Unless there are people that like edgelord aesthetic. Maybe that'll be a thing in 10 years.
I'm Googling.
Because what cocaine chic? It's like, I don't think people decide. Well, maybe people do decide to be cocaine chic now, but like, it wasn't initially on purpose.
I mean, you think it's just trailer trash shake?
Yeah, I mean,
That's-
yeah. Have you not heard of cocaine? Cocaine
No,
chic? It's like,
it ain't chic here. That's just a normal state of reality for a lot of people.
no, it's basically like specifically trashy clothes, but like expensive trashy clothes.
That I never would get.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these.
I need the pants that are ripped already. It's like, or you could just have a horrible drug addiction and they'll figure itself out.
It's like, I'm slightly okay with like the pre-ripped stuff, but it's like, oh, my shirt has been cut up. I paid $60 for it. I'm like, you could just bought a normal T-shirt and cut it up yourself.
Yeah, but they don't know how scissors work. And now we're just trashing on rich people, so that's probably not smart.
Which is fine.
Which is fine. They deserve it. No, they don't. We don't need to be mean. I want to not be mean. I've said this before, but like, if I can get through my life and just not be mean, I think I'm happy. That's a win.
What is like looking at the weird different aesthetics people have come up in the past 2 years?
I mean, sure. Why just the last 2 years? Is there like a trend of weird shit?
Well, since TikTok has become a thing, different types of aesthetics have become like trending.
Oh man, the TikTok
So like,
poof hair, like the Mohawk man perm.
oh,
It hurts my soul. It hurts my soul.
but this is mainly what I'm like seeing, like things like they call cottagecore, where it's
Gotcha.
so like tea house rustic.
Okay.
Essentially, is what it is.
Cheryl, hello. Calico, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Tea house rustic, huh? Is that like cottagecore? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, that's how I would describe cottagecore, is tea house rustic, or like Hobbit aesthetic.
Hobbit aesthetic.
Then there's like weird ones I saw, like Nazi chic. I was like,
Ooh.
yeah.
Man, I just
Like-
really love all that authoritarian shit.
And it's really just like the hats and like the skull belt buckles
Sure. Like
and the weird like military jackets, but it's like you could have went something else.
yeah, you just literally pick any other
Word.
word. Yeah. There was I was reading something about after the college humor, like, are we the baddies thing?
Oh yes, are we the baddies?
Like, we're covered in skulls, and I was like, that is interesting. And looking that up, like, really all special forces of just about every single government covers themselves in skulls. Like it's that's iconographic. That's not the right word. The skull iconography is specifically designed as we are the death squads of the world, and so it's just like I think it gets transposed to a lot of those uniforms, which is just fine. But that's why it makes you think that they're the bad guys, right? But really, it's putting skulls on things is pretty normal.
Yeah.
And so
like,
I get that. Like biker culture, just skulls and spikes everywhere, right?
Yeah.
No affiliation.
The whole skull thing comes from like a lot older traditions.
Right, yeah.
But
that's
it's like,
what I'm saying.
it's just like, oh, why'd you go with that particular name? You could
absolutely have picked anything else, and it would have meant the same thing. But with putting that name on it makes it mean something very different. Cottage Core is 150 years old. Yeah, sure, I believe that. Good luck with the stream. Have fun. No problem. Thank you. I think I just read that twice. My bad. Yeah. It's like the people that like Civil War reenactments. It's like, oh man.
I've never been to one.
Somebody's got to be the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that just loves wearing the wrong uniform. I guess that's the same thing with like people dressing up as stormtroopers, right? It's like, you know they're the bad guys, right?
Yeah.
It's fucking cool.
Space right?
It's like, all right, yeah. I want to be a Sith Lord. Oh no.
It's like, I'm okay with Mandalorian bounty hunters. That's fine. But it's like, why do you want to be a Sith Lord? Like, they're not good people.
I mean, I guess one way or the other, you're just a religious zealot, so who cares?
Yeah.
I still love that. Like, sitting back and thinking about it, whenever someone describes a Jedi as a space wizard, it's just like, yeah. Yep. That's it.
Space Buddha wizard.
Space cowboys and space wizards. I love it. You and your stupid religion, or whatever the hell Tarkin says.
Your archaic religion.
Yeah, your archaic religion.
Something like that, I don't know.
I love it when he's talking. I watched a thing about this when they were talking about that line sets the stage for how the universe sees Darth Vader, because like people don't believe that it's real. They're just like, it's been 20 years since we've seen the Jedi because they're all dead, and it's just this old thing that people talk about and no one's ever seen the Jedi. And then when Darth Vader starts choking people, they're like, holy shit, this guy can do magic. We're scared of this guy. Like, that's cool. I like that. I like that concept. But the thing is, like, Tarkin fought with all of the Jedi. He knows better. What the shit? Like, he should.
And presumably, he knows the Emperor is also a Sith.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a really cool bit of storytelling, but like once you start looking at it, it doesn't make sense that Tarkin's the one to deliver it.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been delivered by like a green general. Someone was just like, this is stupid. Fucking space wizards, that's dumb. And then,
unless he was highly dismissive of it since the beginning, but even then, that's still a very weird thing to be dismissive of that kind of power.
Tarkin's a weird dude. Just kind of just is a weird dude, regardless. But interesting thoughts.
Yeah.
Hashtag Star Wars shower thoughts. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Always, I was watching this thing from actually, and they were talking about the extended universe in the books,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "Yeah, we can't really say too many bad things about the movies because they could have been so much worse.
Oh yeah.
Like Chewbacca could have been killed. Like in the books, Chewbacca gets killed by the moon by being crashed into a
Well,
moon.
he doesn't get killed by the moon. He gets killed with the moon.
I
Somebody
was like-
drops the moon on Chewbacca to get him
Yeah.
out of the picture because he becomes basically like Star Wars Jesus. Like, no, he's too powerful.
Yeah. It gets pretty crazy. It's like, yeah, this is pretty tame compared to what it could have been. They mentioned another weird thing that happened, and I can't remember what it was. And I was like, oh god.
Romanticism is
avoid
an
the books.
interesting phenomenon. Did you know that Vader's death scene, you can hear blasters going off? So there wasn't a rebel invasion going on. So who are they shooting? That's a good point. I'll have to think about that one, Bionic. Touche.
Again,
Touche.
shower thoughts.
Yep. Yeah, no, there's a lot of weird extended universe stuff. But also, I don't know. I kind of liked some of it.
Yeah, I'm glad that they're keeping some of it, like where Obi-Wan does meet, like, I don't know if it happens in Obi-Wan. I do know in the books that he meets like the Force ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, that technically is that is in their canon because they kept everything that happened in Rebels.
Okay.
All of the cartoon stuff is canon, which is great because I love that stuff. I love that stuff a lot, and so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun stuff. I liked Kenobi. I thought Kenobi was a really good series because they didn't
General Kenobi.
they didn't lean too hard into it needing to be the old stuff. It was very much just how is Obi-Wan dealing with, being isolated for 10 years, which is cool.
Being
I
like
love this
one of the last few remaining Jedi.
Yeah, and it makes a lot more sense for why he is, where he is in the movies, which I really like. And even in, one of the best scenes I think that I've seen in Star Wars in a long time was from Rebels, which is sad because it's kind of a weird series because it was made for kids.
Anything.
Well, like coming off of the last season of Clone Wars, the 7th season of Clone Wars that just came out following Ahsoka, like that whole series was always kind of dark and had a lot of weird implications. And like from a surface level, it's just like, yay, Star Wars, robots, pew 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 pew, great. But then if you like watch it in order, chronological order, and actually piece together what's going on, it's like, man, this war is fucked up. Like there's a lot of bad shit going on, and they deal with that with like the clone troopers and how they're treated and robots, and I think it's great. I think it's really really good. But then in Rebels, like they follow Darth Maul until he eventually meets up with Obi-Wan Kenobi, and it's just like and it's like a minute long scene, and it was amazing. It was really good. So if you're not going to watch those series, I highly recommend looking that up on YouTube. But if you are going to watch the series, I would highly recommend watching them. They were good. But unfortunately, Rebels was directed at more of a very younger audience. I think it was designed to be Y7, and so a lot of it feels like, shouldn't they be dead now? And it's like, nah.
Plot armor.
We're just gonna sweep it away. It's like, didn't he just get shot in the face? And they're like, nah, it's fine. He's okay. And it's like, all right. So it feels a little under. I don't want to say underwhelming, but like disingenuous, I guess, because they are trying to keep up with dealing with these dark things, and they're like, oh, but it's a little kid show, and it's like, fine, whatever.
Yeah, I guess that is true because Clone Wars was very much directed at people that was my generation
Yeah.
age
The
group
people that
where
grew up with
we
the-
went through prequels.
Yeah. The people that grew up with the prequels, I think that's really who it was directed at. And when they were made, yeah. So it would have been.
Because we would have been like 15 and up. I definitely liked them.
That being said, Rebels still has a lot of really cool information. Like, you get to see Kanan, which is kind of one of the few remaining Jedis, and you get to see Ahsoka. They talk about a whole bunch of stuff, and you get to see, like, the precursor to what leads up to the 7, 8, and 9. Which is really cool.
I definitely... The one thing I did watch from it, or seen from Rebels, and I did not like, is the propeller lightsaber thing. I was like,
Oh yeah, his slingshot lightsaber gun is the stupidest shit.
No, I'm talking about the, like, I guess it's a Inquisitor
Oh
that
yeah,
has
the
like
Inquisitors, like, they have these
a propeller
weird,
blade
they
that
have,
just spins and he flies.
yeah, they
or
have
she.
handles, and then a circle.
Yeah.
And then lightsabers come out of both sides and spins. And it's
Yeah,
just
it's
like, who designed this one? And then it makes them fly, and it's like, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what's happening.
For a long time, I thought that was the most outlandish, but then they did the samurai Star Wars one, and he had like an umbrella lightsaber
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that.
for like
I
a
don't
few
know if I will.
seconds.
I don't know if I will watch that.
He had it for a few seconds, and then he just popped off the lightsaber and went to an actual sword. I was like, thank God.
I probably should, because I do like Star Wars, and I'm not a fan of anthologies. I tend to just avoid them.
Yeah, Star Wars is definitely like
But
prime for huge.
These Inquisitors were in Kenobi,
Oh.
and as soon as I saw the lightsaber, I was like, "Oh no!" But they did a good job. They did a good job of it.
Okay, that's
I think Kenobi's only real flaws were war crimes. Yeah, I think
The
Kenobi's
ability.
really only flaw was there were a handful of kind of hand wavy writing errors. I want to say where they were just like, "Someone's here, someone's there, someone's here, they're over here now," and you're just like, "The fuck just happened?" Like that doesn't make any goddamn sense. And I don't know if it's like their editing or the way they like change something after the fact, but there was a handful of them where it's just like the production of the story flow gets choppy, and it's like, what happened? Why is that like that? So
there may have been some scenes there, and they decided to cut them out because it didn't fit with the story, but didn't do it good enough in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that was the same thing with like the Book of Boba Fett. There's a little bit of inconsistency which I'm not used to in Star Wars, but I am used to in like Netflix, and I am used to in some of the new TV shows that we've been watching. So yeah, I hope they pick up a little bit, but at the same time, I liked it. I really liked it, so I'll probably keep that. If they make more.
Reminds me of a movie, probably almost 15, 20 years old now, called Kingdom of Heaven. It's like a Crusader movie with Orlando Bloom in it. If you watch the movie that they released for theaters and initial release, it makes no sense. You watch the director's cut, it's like, oh my god, everything makes sense now.
Really like, I don't know if anybody watched the original Justice League movie before the Snyder cut. It was bad. Like, it didn't make any goddamn sense. So, going down in history, I can definitely see stuff like that happening. Like,
yeah. Because it was like, the original movie was like maybe 3 hours long, and they did not want a movie that long. At least the film company.
Studio did. Yeah.
Ridley Scott did, because he's the one who directed it. It's like, okay, yeah, that makes total sense for Ridley Scott. And then it's like, you watch it, and it's like, this is kind of cool, like, armor and aesthetics going on, but other than that, it was kind of and then you watch the uncut director's version, it's like, oh, everyone's actions makes perfect sense now.
Yeah, I watched that movie, and I have no idea. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, pretty. Whew.
Alright, I think I am done. I think I am going to call it for the day. Did a whole bunch of fun stuff. I got a bunch of cool characters out. I'm going to try to work on the video today some more and see if we can get that out for Friday. If not, maybe we'll pick these back up. We'll see what happens, depending. But I'm going to try to get that video done today. I'll probably work on some of the assets for that tomorrow if I don't get it finished up. So, because usually what happens is I start putting the video together, and all of a sudden I realize there's a whole bunch of assets that I don't have, and then I have to go back and make more of those. So we'll work on that today and probably tomorrow on Twitch. You're welcome to come hang out with us there. Otherwise, we'll see you on Friday for either a new video release or another viewer suggestion. If you're liking these viewer suggestions, because we've been doing them every Wednesday, but we started doing them on Friday, or if there's something you'd like to change about them, and you have suggestions, just put it in the comments, because I would love to hear it. I really would. Otherwise, that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out today, everyone. Thanks, Coors, for hanging out and chatting. That's all I got. Stay happy, stay healthy, keep your dice on the table, and we'll catch you later in a week. Bye, everybody.
I think the